The tank was quite clean last season with the previous overflow drain, so I suppose this will work similarly or even better.
I dalle.
Today's mission: install filter on IBC drain. Add a barrier at the drain of the IBC tank to prevent fish from swimming into the pipes while allowing waste and debris to pass to the filter tank. Tip: reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay, let's see. Last time Konrad used a hot knife. We don't need the mask this time, but something to recycle. The ventilator feed is recycled from an old washing machine, but not usable here. Cable ties. They will come in handy, but I might have some used cable ties from last episode. I might only need to replace 1 out of 4 cable ties. We need something for the barrier now. A bakery box, not flexible enough. Onions. Maybe not the onions, the net. I think this will work. Let's go. We need to get rid of the onions and also cut the net smaller. Let's find something to cut the net in the kitchen into at least 2 pieces, so 1 for each tank. Simple pair of scissors should be sufficient. Let's cut open the net to remove the onions. I'm not exactly sure where to put them. I think I will just throw them in the recycle bin for now. The net is very easy to cut, and the label can be removed as well. The net mesh is made from plastic. There are some organic vegetable nets made from cotton or something similar, but the net will be permanently submerged in water, so it's better to use plastic.
Your mission's tip stated the 3 R's and you are throwing away the food and keep the packaging? This makes me sad. Cuts onions.
Well, thanks for the donation. I will probably find some other usage for the onions later. I guess I will probably use them for some cooking also. As I was saying, I need 2 pieces of about the same size, 1 for each IBC. These are ready to be installed in the tanks now. I did in fact find the cable ties from the plant channels removed last time to be usable. They each are made from 2 cable ties connected to form a loop, which is still large enough to be tightened around the recessed drain in the inside of the IBC tank. Only one of the cable ties in the loop was cut last episode and can simply be replaced by removing the leftover pieces of the broken cable tie and inserting a new one at its place. The installation of the net with the cable tie will be easy in the empty tank, because it's possible to climb inside of the tank and I can use both hands for the installation process. Also can see what I am doing, which will not be the case in the filled tank. The Wi-Fi connection of the GoPro Hero 3 will not work underwater, so I'm basically working blind. I also sold my mask and snorkel on eBay Kleinanzeigen recently, so proper diving in the IBC is also not an option, even though this would have been funny. I first did not know that opening the drain valve of the IBC will push some kind of piston inside of the tank. I noticed this by accident before the installation of the net. I would probably have installed it too tight, otherwise with no place for the piston to go. The net fits nicely and the cable tie holds the net in place around the recessed drain pipe. The excess of the net and the cable ties could be cut mainly for aesthetic reasons, but they will also increase the surface area for beneficial bacteria to grow on, so I leave them as is. The valve can still be opened and closed even after the installation of the net. Having done the same task dry will help repeating the process blind in the second tank. It's quite easy to feel the recessed drain pipe, and closing the cable tie with one hand is also achievable. Once everything is in place, it only needs to be fastened and then it's done. One tank done, one to go. I will definitely get wet installing the barrier here, which is why it's best to take off my zipper before it gets wet as well. The temperature of the water is in the low single digits of degrees Celsius, and it did in fact snow outside on the day of filming. For the already filled tank, it's important to keep the lid on the drain valve when opening it. Otherwise, the water will flow out and flood the space. The water looks a bit murky right now, which is due to the winter season where the main pump is switched off. Once the pump is switched on, the inflow of the water from the plant channels and from the activated siphons will create strong current, spilling the water and transporting the solids to the drain. The movement of the goldfish will add to this as well. The tank was quite clean last season with the previous overflow drain, so I suppose this will work similarly or even better, since the integrated IBC drain is the lowest point of the tank. the water is very cold. This is also the reason why the metabolism of the goldfish slows down in the winter months. They move rarely and eat close to nothing. Once the outside temperature rises, so does the water temperature, and the fish's activity and hunger increases as well. We are currently in the planning stage of the automation of the system. We will begin with temperature sensors within the system, which will output the data to a live feed of our website. There will be an episode which covers this once it's ready.
This concludes today's mission. Subscribe for the next episode and leave some feedback in the comments below. You could also check out this video. Or if it's your birthday, maybe this one.
Idalle.